Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome to my channel Study Law with Bushra. So in this video we will discuss the concept of sovereignty. The word sovereignty is used in a sense of monarch, which means king. So we can say that sovereignty is the supreme lawmaking body, lawmaking authority. Sovereignty is a superior authority having absolute powers. Or we can say that sovereignty means supreme authority whose powers are unlimited within a state. So, the definition of sovereignty includes sovereignty is the supreme authority or person that demands obedience or observance and it can't be denied. Means the highest authority that enforces laws and demands obedience. If not obeyed, then it will give punishment. So we can define sovereignty according to the different jurists. The first one is Bodin. Bodin defines sovereignty as the sovereignty is the supreme power over the citizens in a state. Oppenheim defines that sovereignty is a supreme authority, an authority which is independent of any other authority. Kelsen defines sovereignty as sovereignty in its original and specific meaning means any supreme authority which is second to none, which is independent of any other authority. So moving towards the kinds of sovereignty. Sovereignty is classified into two main kinds. Number one, legal and political sovereign, and number two, internal and external sovereign. The word legal sovereignty means that sovereignty or sovereign who is supreme lawmaking authority and his lawmaking powers are unlimited, which is unlimited having no limitations by any authority. While on the other hand, the political sovereignty or political sovereign means the person or the sovereign authority whose will is ultimately imposed and obeyed or applied by the citizen. For example, in Pakistan, citizens are politically sovereign. The next is internal sovereign. When there is internal peace in the state, then we can say that state is internal sovereign. While on the other hand, when the state borders are strong enough without any pressure, then we can say that state is externally sovereign without any interference. So moving towards the Hobbes theory of sovereignty. The Hobbes theory of sovereignty was actually given by French philosopher Bodin, and Hobbes took the idea of Bodin and he gave this theory which is now called as Hobbes theory of sovereignty. Hobbes has appreciated his theory and mentioned it many times. His theory was also given the appreciation by John Austin, who is the most important jurist of jurisprudence. So moving towards the Hobbes theory of sovereignty, main points of Hobbes theory. The first main points of theory is sovereignty is essential. Hobbes says that no state can be called state unless and until it is sovereign. It has to fulfill the fourth essentials of state, that is sovereignty. The next point is sovereignty is indivisible. Hobbes says the sovereign should be only one person in the state and the powers should not be divided between the two persons. That's why sovereignty is indivisible according to Hobbes. The third point is Hobbes says that sovereignty is unlimited. Means there should be no restrictions and no limitation imposed on sovereign. He must be unlimited in its power without any restrictions by any other authority. So, John Austin appreciated the theory of sovereignty while Sir John Solomon criticized his theory by giving his objections on second and third point. Sir John Solomon says that yes, sovereignty is essential. The first main point of Hobbes' theory is acceptable, that sovereignty is essential in the state. He objected the second point of Hobbes' theory. He shows his objection that sovereignty is indivisible. He said yes, sovereignty is totally divisible because every country has democratic system and more than two people enjoy such powers. Power is divided between two persons. For example, in Pakistan, the powers are divided between parliament and prime minister. So we can say that sovereignty is divisible in today's century. Monarchy is actually divisible. So the second point was rejected by him. Third point is sovereignty is unlimited. He objected the third point as well and says that no, sovereignty is not unlimited. There are certain restrictions and limitations imposed on sovereignty. Limitations included religion, that every law should be made according to religion, morality, that laws should be made for the society which shows them what is good for them and what is bad for them. And third is he must have certain restrictions on law according to law which the law allows him. So that's all about concept of sovereignty.